A simple way to sound calm and intelligent in a conversation. Hello, and welcome back to the Executive English Coach. Today, we're going to talk about something very important in professional communication. Not vocabulary, not grammar, not pronunciation, but how you sound when you speak. Because in many professional conversations, people are not only listening to what you say, they're also listening to how you say it. And the people who sound calm, clear, and thoughtful often appear more confident, more credible, and more intelligent. The interesting thing is that this doesn't come from using complicated words. In fact, the opposite is true. Often, the people who sound the most intelligent in conversation are the ones who speak more simply and more calmly. So today, I'm going to show you one very simple technique that can help you sound calm, thoughtful, and professional when speaking English. The problem many English learners experience. Many English learners feel pressure when speaking. They want to explain everything perfectly. They want to make sure the other person understands. So they start speaking very quickly. They add extra explanations. They repeat themselves. And sometimes the result is that their message feels rushed or scattered, even if their ideas are good. For example, someone might say something like this: well, what I mean is that maybe we could possibly consider maybe changing the schedule because I think maybe it might be better for the team. The idea is good, but the delivery feels uncertain and rushed. Now, let's look at a different version. We could change the schedule. I think it would work better for the team. Same idea, but it sounds much calmer and clearer. And because the message is clear, the speaker sounds more confident. The simple technique: slow down and simplify. The simple technique is this: slow down your sentences and simplify your structure. That's it. When people feel nervous, they often try to fill every second with words, but confident communicators do something different. They allow space in the conversation. They speak one clear idea at a time. For example, instead of saying, "What I was thinking is that maybe we should try to find another solution because the current one might not work very well," you could say, "I think we should look for another solution. The current one may not work well." Shorter sentences, clear structure, calm delivery, and suddenly the speaker sounds more thoughtful and more intelligent. Intelligent communication is usually simple. Many learners believe that sounding intelligent means using complex language, but in professional environments, clarity is far more powerful than complexity. Think about business leaders or respected professors. or experienced professionals. They usually speak in simple, clear sentences. For example, I don't think this approach will work. We need a better solution. Let's look at the data first. These are not complicated sentences, but they sound confident because they are clear and calm. Another powerful habit: pause before speaking. Here's another small habit that can dramatically improve how you sound in conversation. Pause before you speak. Many people feel uncomfortable with silence, so they begin speaking immediately. But thoughtful communicators often take a brief moment to think before answering. For example, someone might ask you a question in a meeting. Instead of answering immediately, you might pause for a second and say, "That's a good question." Then you continue, "I think the main issue is timing." That small pause makes your response sound considerate and thoughtful, and it also helps you organize your thoughts. Replace nervous language with clear language. Another way to sound calm in conversation is to remove unnecessary softening phrases. For example, many learners say things like, "Maybe I might think that possibly we could consider." This type of language makes the message feel uncertain. Instead, try using clear, direct phrases like, "I think," "I believe," "in my opinion," or "my view is." For example, instead of, "Maybe I think we might consider adjusting the plan," you could say, "I think we should adjust the plan." The message becomes stronger and clearer. And again, clarity creates confidence. Why calm communication sounds intelligent. When someone speaks calmly and clearly, listeners experience their communication differently. Their message feels organized, thoughtful, intentional. Even if the idea itself is simple. On the other hand, rushed or overly complicated language can make a speaker sound less confident, even if they're very knowledgeable. So remember, intelligent communication is not about sounding complicated. It's about being clear. A simple conversation example. Let's compare two responses. First response. "Well, what I was trying to say is that maybe the project timeline might need some adjustment because there are a few things that could possibly delay it." Now the second version. "I think the timeline needs adjustment. A few things may delay the project." Both sentences communicate the same idea, but the second one sounds much calmer and more professional. That is the power of simple language. A practical tip you can start using today. Here's something you can start practicing immediately. When you speak English, try to express one idea per sentence. Instead of long, complicated explanations, Break your message into smaller parts. For example, I have two concerns. First, the timeline may be too short. Second, the team may need more resources. This structure makes your communication very clear and very easy to follow. And clarity always sounds intelligent. My final thought. If you want to sound calm and intelligent in English conversations, remember this simple principle. Clear language creates confident communication. You don't need complicated words. You don't need complicated long explanations. You need to speak clearly, calmly, and one idea at a time. Slow down, simplify your sentences, allow small pauses, and focus on delivering your idea with clarity. When you do this, your English will sound more confident, more professional, and much more powerful. I'm Eric, your executive English coach. Thanks for watching.